bustling crowd here. It's difficult right now, and the weather today doesn't help that either. But we'll be sharing what we're seeing today and experiencing today and sharing today, and we'll be spreading the word in different ways. So we look forward to a beautiful presentation, both led by Phil Lavon, our stewardship chair, and also several special testimonials from people that you know and that you love. Before we get to that, I did want to thank my brother in Christ, really my father in Christ, Father George Economo, for being present here today. It was really a wonderful thing to have his presence here and his wisdom, and just to see him. So welcome back to your home here at St. Gregory, Father George. And we also have a wonderful visitor today. His name is Lee Morris. He is with us from the seminary. And Lee, we welcome you to our parish, to your St. Gregory home as well. And perhaps we'll have the opportunity to worship again together. And certainly I want to thank my brother Peter, my brother Lou, my wonderful altar servers and parish council members for their presence today. And especially today, just talking about being thankful for Lou and Peter raising up their voices for the glory of God, with their love and with the poetry of our amazing hymnology. They offer this ministry from the heart and as a true prayer to our Lord. So we thank them very profoundly from the bottom of our hearts on this Stewardship Sunday. Some other things that are in your bulletin, I'll just move swiftly through them. Again, our high schoolers will be with Dr. Stavros at noon, our younger children at 1 o'clock. We will continue Orthodox Life via Zoom on Wednesday night at 7. We'll be looking at Orthodox Gospel number 5. Number 5, had a wonderful gathering last week. Everybody's invited. I'll be pushing out with Kathy's help the nice Zoom link. We try to do those things as late as possible just for the security of our parish and for those who are online together for their security and safety. Also, the Philipticos 1 Warm Coat Drive continues. There are donation boxes in the narthex, the giving tree as well. We can give that one more good push here before we get too late into the month, so please do connect with that, the online sign-up form and dropping off here. And I did want to also finally, if I can find the right page, and I have found the right page. The next event, as far as Food and Friends is concerned, will be January 19th. January 19th, Food and Friends. You see Kathy Cooper about that wonderful opportunity to give. In case one of us, or all of us, forget regarding our stewardship committee and those who are shepherding us and not today, if you did happen to bring your 2021 commitment card, you can. There is a physical place to leave it today. You can leave it in the narthex, in the donation bin that is there. I put mine in this morning. You can do the same thing. You can do it online. You can mail it. You want us to come to your house and get it. We'll come there and just, again, connect with you on that level. It's a wonderful thing to be a steward of our church. And Randy and I and our children are very, I'm trying to find the right word. Proud isn't the right word. It's something beyond that. It's something that has to do with very humble. I think, in fact, very humble to be stewards for 2020 and 2021 in our parish, to share in our ministries together, to share in our worship together, to share in our events together, to share in a parish family like this one is really an honor and a very humbling thing, and I know you feel the same way. And I know someone else who feels the same way, and that's Phil Lavon. I'd like to invite him up now, the chair of our stewardship program, and Phil will begin our program.
Here and figure out where you think you fit in this ministry mix, and really join or rejoin one of our ministries this year. It has been a tough year, as we all know, but we did see a lot of enthusiasm early on this year with those check marks on the boxes. So I hope what we'd really like to do is to hit the ground running in 2021 as soon as we're able to really expand on a lot of the ministries we sort of outlined last year at this time and are continuing to outline. So I just want to remind you of our 130 campaign goals. The first and most important one is our commitment to engagement of all stewards, 100% of stewards in one or more ministries of our church. We know that this is going to be the most successful way for our parish moving forward is with this goal met, with all stewards engaged. The second is to fund all of our ministries, all of our ministry needs financially through your stewardship. So that we don't have to ask for help from outside, we can do it all in-house, and then anything that comes in after that is stuff that we can allocate at that time. So I just wanted to share a quick thing about, we recently had an independent assessment done on our finances over the last couple of years, and really, they show us to be in pretty decent shape. But one of the interesting things that came up is that there's this category that this report defined as disguised stewardship, disguised as trays, candles, coffee hour baskets, memorial donations, envelopes, calendar contributions, Christmas cards, and all of these little things that we've traditionally asked you for over the course of the year. We'd like you to really think hard about all of those things. We asked you to do this last year, and many of you did. Thank you. But think about it again, and really try to put all of those things into one number that you can commit to us this year. What we found over the last year through COVID is that this shift that we made last year has been extremely successful and important to the ongoing financial stability of our parish. So we ask you to think hard about that. If you didn't do it last year, really consider doing it this year. If you didn't, go all in last year with all of those little things, try to do it this year, because as it stands now, we're on track for a record year in stewardship receipts, which is fantastic. But we know that that's because of the shift from the candles and trays that you were putting in all year long into stewardship receipts. So let's keep that going so that the people who aren't able to come can still contribute the way they normally would have. Next, I want to say that we recognize that a lot of people are in a lot of different situations this year that they weren't in last year. Some people have lost jobs. Some people are worried about losing jobs. Some people are fine. Some people have received bonuses or raises. Everyone's in a different place, and we recognize that. So when we ask you to think about your commitment this year, we recognize that there's going to be people, in different situations. So if your stewardship has to go down, your stewardship has to go up. If it can go up, that's great too. But we do recognize that. If you happen to be a person, I just want to say this: if you happen to be a person who is in a situation where you need our help instead of the other way around, then please let Father know, let somebody here in the parish that you trust know, so that we can help you out with that. Father mentioned already that you should have received your card, your commitment card, your letters already. If you haven't, please either talk to me, call Kathy, call Father. We'll make sure to get you a commitment card, or you can go right online to our website and find stewardship at the top and click online stewardship card. Okay. So again, thank you. I'm going to ask Chris Botches to come up to talk about, and then after him will be Kathy Colgaris, who they're just going to give you some thoughts about what stewardship means to them as a member of St. Gregory. So Chris.
Good morning, everybody. If you were to ask my students in school or ask the scouts in our troop how I like to emphasize certain points, some of them will hopefully tell you I like to tell stories, analogies, actual life stories, whether it's mine or something from history. So when Phil asked me to come and speak with you this morning about stewardship, about why we coming to St. Gregory's, it's actually pretty easy for me to say yes, because off the top of my head, I've come up with two quick stories, both dealing with our boys. The first one is about our older son, Peter. When I started bringing Peter to church, we'll say he was 3 years old, I don't want to do that. We sat in the back. We were fairly new to the church, so I get used to how things operate. So it was a little uncomfortable. And eventually, a couple sat next to us. It was a couple, probably my dad's and parents' age, the generation. Through the corner of my eye, once in a while, I would see a gentleman kind of lean over, whisper something to ear. And then that 3-year-old whisper, which was about as loud as normal conversation, for us, he'd start chatting back. This went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. It developed a level of comfort for us to be able to come to church, and for a 3-year-old, it was pretty big. That man was Peter Stockers. I never lost sight of the fact that the name Peter, I think, definitely helped out with that. So there was probably a reason for that. Son Peter, here's a older man named Peter talking to him. And on top of that, my dad's name is Peter. That's who our son was named after. So now, the 3-year-old has a gentleman talking to his name is Peter. But whose name is Peter? His name is Peter. So we have that connection. We're starting to develop a level of comfort in church. The second analogy is about our youngest son, Christopher. And this is one of those moments, I hope you all have it. You can close your eyes and you can still see it. We're walking into Walmart one day, and this is when I wasn't looking up to him yet. He was still about this tall. So I get him in a headlock, give him that little boogie. I say, Christopher, who's the man? Right? Proud down here, right? And without skipping a beat, that little voice gets him up, God, Daddy. Okay, I can handle that. All right, who's the second man? Jesus, Daddy. Okay, who's third in line? That's you, Daddy. Thanks. Great. But upon further reflection, it occurred to me, I'm third in line for God and Jesus. I think that's pretty good for me. What that showed me was our boys were learning in church. Because, Planet of Grace, we don't talk about faith enough at home. It's just how we develop our family. But they were learning. They weren't just learning in church. They were applying, which for me as an educator is probably more important than just learning. So, why do we continue coming? Why do we help and work with stewardship? Because we're coming from church. Because we know we are learning and we're able to apply this in our lives. So for me, that is incredibly important. It's no longer, and unfortunately it was, I think it was to a lot of us, coming to church with a checklist. Right, I came to church. I'm a good Christian. It's no longer a checklist for us. It's something we want to do. When COVID hit and we had to stay home, we got together the thing in the living room and we watched on TV. And Peter could attest to this. He and Chris would say, when can we go back in? We want to get back on our altar. Not something we have to do, we want to go back. So when the opportunity arose, they jumped up. So again, comfort, education, and for me, it's also a way to reflect the beginning of the week. So that way, throughout the week, I know that this is how I should be, this is who I should be, this is how I should act. So, thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Matthew?
It's not that much, it just has to be big print version this time. When Phil asked me to tell the congregation why our family are members of St. Gregory the Theologian, I was not sure I could do it. How do you put 20 and more years of familial life into words? But then I was reading the epistle last Sunday of St. Paul's letter to the Ephesians, chapter 4, verses 2 and 3, and it gave me a starting point. We are not perfect, but I think some of the main aspirations of our church are expressed here. Be always humble, gentle, and patient. Show your love by being tolerant with one another. Do your best to preserve the unity which the Spirit gives by means of the peace which binds you together. I really find that beautiful. We joined St. Gregory's when we moved to Sharon 1 month after Christina, my eldest, was born. We were immediately drawn in by the understated kindness of the people that we met. I, of course, was really appreciative that most of the liturgy was in English. My suspicion over the years was that we were so welcome because we were the parents of an unusual red-headed Greek. But over time, we became part of St. Gregory's family. The main mission of any church, of course, is to care for the soul. We've been blessed with some amazing priests to lead our family over the years. Our family joined with Father Michael, but I've heard wonderful things and have met Father George Economo and Father Stanley Heracus, who led before him. And even the substitute priests we had during Father Michael's last illness were amazing. Who could forget Father Peter? Then Father Ted joined us, and now Father Alex. It seems amazing to me that a parish could be so blessed with loving leadership. But it is not only the priest that makes the parish, it is the community, the love. And to go back to St. Paul's letter, tolerance, patience, humility, and gentleness kept us here. This parish has a diversity of talent and warmth that I have found unusual. In an incomplete list, we have the religious scholars, the chanters, the teachers, the technicians, the financial experts, the medical experts, the people experts that enable our community to thrive. And when these experts need help, they only need to ask. St. Gregory's family has had a large part in raising our 4 children. All have finished Sunday school, except Mariana, who is still attending. Both boys were altar boys for as long as they were able, and begging to start early. Both of the girls were cast as Mary in the Christmas pageant and Good Friday Norbearers. We always went to this Good Friday retreat, and for the last several years, Mariana has been lovingly drawn in to helping to decorate the Google. We started attending the Anastasi service in its entirety because it was a mark of honor for even the youngest altar boys to stay to the very end. And shortly after that, we found the wonderful fellowship of the breaking of the Easter fast with those with whom we had made the Lenten journey. Some of my proudest moments were watching as each child in turn joined George's choir in the Holy Thursday service, although Mariana is still waiting for that particular honor. And watching as they delivered their oratorical festival offering. Later, Christina and Dimitri were invited to help teach Sunday school. Although my husband is totally steeped in the traditions of the Orthodox Church, many in Easter we were singing Christos Anesti at full voice on the way to the Easter service. My children have gotten a more complete understanding and a connection to our religion and our God because of this extended family. And then there were the less liturgically based events, the Berna night, the 25th anniversary party, and other wonderful memories, too numerous to count. I was always very disappointed when I had to work on those occasions, but often the family would go without me and let me know how wonderful it was. One of the most important homecoming rituals when we return to the States after our summers in Greece is that first liturgy at St. Gregory's, often the week of the Sunday school picnic. I miss St. Gregory's in the summer almost as much as I have missed my family in the long 3-month separation that is when they stayed in Greece with the safer COVID numbers. But St. Gregory's was one of the aspects of my personal choice to return. And you have been an incredible source of comfort and love since I did come back alone. We love St. Gregory's. We love the people of St. Gregory's and the family of St. Gregory's. And that's why we're stewards of this parish.
Well, thank you so much to Chris and Kathy. Those are great heartfelt words and an interesting theme that's developing about the children, right? So I gave Chris and Gabby like a 6 or 8 bullet list of things, potential ideas to talk about, and they both didn't collude as far as I know, right? And they came up with this a very similar theme, which is fantastic. So what our hope now is over the course of the rest of or into 2021 is to provide you with these testimonials like this for dozens of members of our parish, and in the form of videos that will be posted on our website or in the weekly newsletters for you. So we already have one of these already post-produced and everything all queued up and ready to go. We've got a few more in the works, so we're going to start rolling those out probably right after the new year. But we're really excited about this, and just hope that you'll take the time to look through your stewardship materials. When I tell you that every word in that brochure and in the father's letter was curated, and so take the time to read it, and hopefully you'll be inspired. And if you have any questions about it or anything like that, by all means reach out. And otherwise, thank you again. Thank you so much for being a steward of St. Gregory. And we look forward to your stewardship, both especially of time and talent, but of course of your treasure too, as we enter a new year and hopefully a brighter year.
Thank you, Phil. Appreciate it. Thank you, Phil. Thank you to our wonderful testimonials, those who spoke. Even I am speechless. There's nothing to say beyond that, so God be with you. And all the best today. Be careful getting home. We'll have Andidro in a few moments, and we'll look forward to being with you, if you can, this week during Orthodox Life. I wanted to mention as well, I think I neglected to in my announcements, it's in the e-bulletin, but there will be a parish general assembly on December 15th. Talk about family and gathering with our extended family. It will be via Zoom, but if you can keep that at the back of your mind, that would be terrific as well. And we'll see you hopefully very soon. I'm back. This guy, you know what? This guy. And talk to me. So how long do you need for two with Jason? I don't know. But I wanted to we would be at some point. I got one more class with them. Yeah. Technically, yeah. Sacraments and then. Yeah. We used to
see if they got it.